Hey guys, welcome back to Life Up Education TV. Today in this video, let's talk about I'm not positive. I'm a realist and I'm optimist. So what do I mean by this? If you know me very well by now, hopefully you do, I'm not just a positive thinker who just tell you things are gonna be okay, but I like to give practical positivity because one thing I noticed is that the good person, the good leader, someone you can trust is someone who is able to look at something from rounded perspective. Like this person is not biased. So, when we talk about, for example, media, Fox News and CNN, these media channels take their own position into politics, for example, right? But I think this is why, you can't trust them. But you have more trust in people who are able to give both sides of the story, like both sides of the perspectives. And then finally, when you're neutral, you're able to finally create your own opinion about something and then broadcast it to the audience. That way it's more like it comes from the least bias, least emotional place, more like logical, practical opinion. So same thing goes here for me, is that I'm not necessarily leaning on negative nor positive. Actually, for that matter, probably more to the side of positivity, because positivity also has to do with leadership. But so what I'm trying to say is that as much as I include positive views, whenever I talk about positivity, it's always practical, because I always consider the negative side of something and then decided to stay positive, because I'm not ignoring the negative. That's what I mean. I'm not ignoring the negative side whenever I give practical positive advice. I more often actually include the negative perspective in the story, so that the positive statement that I give out actually becomes more trustable, actually becomes more stronger of a claim. So I think the better approach here is not by ignoring the negativity, but by including the negativity and still deciding to stay positive. I think then you're unstoppable, you're unbendable at that point, because you're not vulnerable to the negativity. If what you do is ignoring the negativity and try to stay on positive without seeing the negative, at some point in your brain, you start calling yourself oh, this is all BS. So my recommendation here is not by ignoring the negative, but rather you should be open to the negativity and still decide to stay positive. So you need to hear the both side of the story. You need to be able to consume, analyze the both side of the story, and still decide to lean on to the optimist side. And it's kind of funny, because actually a few months back I posted this update on Facebook where I said, more ignorant you are, more dreamer you are, you tend to produce more, because your ignorance basically works in your benefit.